Hey guys, hi church family. We are recording this video in the snow because when I was inside my warm house, I thought that would be fun. Maybe snow isn't fun anymore after like 5 days of winter. But it'll be spring again by Monday probably. So I hope everybody is somewhere safe and warm, whatever that place you found is. And know that if you have any, still emergencies, feel free to reach out to us. We will find a way to help you out. Hopefully everybody stayed safe during this time and maybe even had some fun. I know some of you have told me you still think the snow is beautiful, and I have boys here who are still planning a big afternoon of sledding. So we just hope it's bringing a little bit of joy as well.
Well, this Wednesday started Lent, or yesterday, I guess, started Lent. Not that we necessarily noticed. We had to cancel or postpone our Ash Wednesday services, but we are going to be looking forward to Lent with you anyway. And so therefore, we invite you, we're going to, keep our Ash Wednesday tradition by offering those prayer stations we were going to offer on Wednesday on Sunday from noon to 4. We hope that you'll show up at the church to pray and then to receive the imposition ashes if you so desire. So again, from 12 to 4 on Sunday at the church, prayer stations from all prayer stations there and imposition of ashes for you. We are also starting Lent up on Sunday. And we are going to be having Parker, our seminary intern, is going to be doing a Bible study called The Walk. And he's going to be doing that at the church. We hope that you'll sign up. We hope you'll be a part of that with us. And you can do that via the MailChimp. There's a link in the MailChimp to the Google form that you need to fill out to tell Parker you're coming.
We do hope you will find some way to join in that Bible study, or maybe some other ways that you'll be developing spiritual practices and digging down into God's Word during Lent. That's really what the season's for. It's a season of contemplation, of digging into God's Word, of thinking about what Jesus is up to as he heads toward the cross and towards the celebration of Easter. I've been thinking just over the last couple of days about this idea of walking through Lent. Some of y'all already know that last fall I started a daily walk of at least 1 mile. Usually it's only 1 mile. I kind of squeeze it in. When I go by myself on a normal route, it takes me anywhere between 17 and 20 minutes to walk a quick mile and feel like I've gotten a little bit of exercise in, but also use that time for some contemplation. I can't count like my normal everyday walking around the grocery store as my mile. It has to be an intentional set aside mile to count for my daily walk. Joshua sometimes comes with me. I don't let the kids come. They're kind of distracting. Just kidding. They come sometimes. But Joshua came with me over this past week when the weather got kind of extreme, some really low temperatures and icy walks. One of our walks, I fell within 5 feet of our front door, right on my butt. Joshua only laughed a little bit, helped me up, showed some concern. That was nice of him. About 100 yards down the road, he fell much more dramatically, I think, on his butt. I showed little concern, but did let him keep walking with me. A couple days later, I was walking again and fell right in front of some neighbors, so that was really fun. And then yesterday I walked alone, and it was in that stage where some of the snow had melted into slush and some was still regular snow and easy to walk on, but I had to just kind of take it real slow because you never knew what was going to be a frozen spot where you'd slip and what was going to be a good spot to step. And so I found myself just kind of picking my way along the sidewalk very, very slowly. And so my mile, instead of a usual 18-minute mile, ended up being a 28-minute mile because I had to walk so carefully and so slowly. And what this has me thinking about is the fact that I didn't really choose walking as my exercise pace. It kind of chose me. I have a knee that doesn't want to run, although running seems much more effective as a form of exercise, not to mention a little more impressive. Josh is a big runner, and it's impressive when he's like, hey, I just got back from a 7-mile run. Nobody is impressed when I'm like, hey, I walked a whole mile today. So I have to say, when I walked one for like 100 days in a row, which maybe is impressive, but still, walking isn't what I would choose. It kind of chose me. And over the last year, we've had a lot of pace setting that hasn't been what we would choose. We went into a quarantine that cleared our calendars and slowed us down in some positive ways, but also some uncomfortable ways. And then it feels like ever since that began almost a year ago now, there have been kind of some starts and then some slowing down and stopping stops again. Like in the fall, we got the kids, finally we were back in person. Everybody was going to school, and within a week and a half of that, we as a family had to quarantine from COVID. So again, there we were at a walking pace. The calendars cleared again. After Christmas, we thought we'd go back to school. The school district put a halt on that, slowed us down to a walking pace, cleared the calendar some. We thought we'd go back to school. We were back in school about 2 weeks, 1 week for all the kids back in school, and then an unprecedented snowstorm hit. And so we have a whole week again at a slower walking pace that isn't what we would choose. But maybe somewhere in that discomfort we can find an analogy for what it means to slow down, to become more focused on our inner life, our spirituality, to walk through Lent, this journey with God at a pace that's uncomfortable and maybe not of our choosing, but has a lot of value in it anyways. And so I really encourage you, the Bible study that Parker is offering, that we're going to be attending and participating in as well, is about developing spiritual practices during this Lent. Those kinds of things that have us looking inward, slowing down, contemplating. And that's exactly what the season of Lent is about. We have to share with you today a poem by poet Anne Weems.
It's called The Walk. Those of us who walk along this road do so reluctantly. Lent is not our favorite time of year. We'd rather be more active, planning and scurrying around. All this is too contemplative to suit us. Besides, we don't know what to do with piousness and prayer. Perhaps we're afraid to have time to think, for thoughts come unbidden. Perhaps we're afraid to face our future knowing our past. Give us the courage, O God, to hear your word and to read our living into it. Give us the trust to know we're forgiven, and give us the faith to take up our lives and walk.
Friends, be safe, stay warm. We'll see you Sunday and throughout this Lenten journey. Let's walk together.
See you soon.